Kia ora. Let's use this PhET simulation to explore the concepts of volume, amount, and concentration. What is the difference? How do we apply them? So I'm first going to add 200 milliliters of drink mix to each of my 4 beakers. Well, to the first 3, I'll be adding 200 milliliters. And notice I've just simply copied the simulation, so the drink mix will be exactly the same in each one. To the last bottom right beaker, I'm going to add 400 milliliters instead of 200 milliliters. So pause the video and think of what is the difference in amount, volume, and concentration in each of these. So let's check. If we look at the concentration, you'll see because we used exactly the same drink mix, the concentration is identical in each one. Even though the volumes are different, because you can see I've got 200 mils, 200 mils, 200 mils. So those are all the same volume, but this is 400 milliliters. So the volume is different, but the concentration is the same. Now think in terms of the amount. The amount will be identical in the first 3 because we have the same volume and same concentration. But in this last one, I'm going to have double the amount because I actually have double the volume. So I've got more drink mix in this last one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water to some of these, and I'll be adding differing amounts. So I'm going to leave the first one as is. To the second one, I had 200 mils of drink mix, and I'm going to add another 200 mils of water. So I've diluted it by half. To this one, I'm going to add 600 milliliters of water, giving me a total of 800 solution. And to this one, I'm going to add 400 mils of water, giving me a total of 800 in terms of the solution. Now pause the video and think what would be the same and what would be different in terms of concentration, volume, and amount. So let's look at the concentration. You'll see there's no change there because I did not add water into the top left beaker. Into the top right beaker, you can see that my solution is approximately halved in terms of concentration because I doubled the volume by adding water. Over here, my concentration is a lot less because I added a lot more water, so I diluted it a lot more, and therefore my concentration has decreased. And in my last one over here, you should see that I have very similar concentrations. They're not exactly identical because I may not have been that accurate in my measurements. But here I had 200 mils of drink mix, 200 mils of water. Here I had 400 mils of drink mix and 400 mils of water. So they would land up to be the same concentration. In terms of volume, you can see that the first 2 have different volumes, 200 mils, 400 milliliters. The last 2 both have the same volume of 800 milliliters. But although they have the same volume, the concentrations are different because I added differing amounts of water and drink mix to them. In terms of amount, was there any change? Remember, I only added water. I did not add any drink mix. So I still have the same amount of drink mix in the first 3 because I had originally 200 milliliters in each. And I've still got double the amount of drink mix in the bottom right one compared to the others, because remember I started off with 400 instead of 200. So although these have the same concentration, I have double the amount of drink mix in here as well as double the volume. So you can also explore this simulation if you want to go over these concepts again. Kia ora.